the chairman of the board, swerving in the Ford. Game sharp like George Gervin with the sword. I ain't the one to ignore.
Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. Who has more punching power? What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. So, between these two fighters, a lot of people are asking the question, who has more punching power? Who's the real knockout artist out of these two fighters? And I would think that would be a simple question. But obviously it's not. You know, a lot of people like Ryan Garcia. A lot of people are riding with Ryan. A lot of people think his size is the real factor in this fight. You know, the shorter fighter being Gervonta Davis, the taller, longer, and the fighter with more power seemingly would be Ryan Garcia. But I think it's the other way around. I think the small stature, big legs, you know, strong physique of Gervonta Davis is actually putting him a notch above Ryan Garcia in the power category. Now, when you watch their fights, obviously, you know, you would think that most people would say Gervonta Davis has more punching power. He's floored, I think, pretty much all his opponents, with the exception of maybe a handful he might have beaten that wasn't by knockout. And I don't think Ryan Garcia, I haven't checked his box rec in a long time, but I don't think his knockout ratio is anywhere near as high as Gervonta Davis, but I think he still has a pretty good knockout ratio. Once again, when you watch their fights, it should be obvious, but you know, Ryan Garcia, he enjoys that big fan base, and everybody wants to believe that their favorite fighter is that man. You know, their favorite fighter is that guy, and nobody can beat him. But in this scenario, I think you're going to see Gervonta Davis probably end this fight quickly. He's going to try to probably end this fight quickly. On the other hand, Ryan Garcia, I think, is going to try to show off his boxing skills, you know, and I think that's where the problem's going to come in for Ryan Garcia, because he does have boxing skills. I can't say that he doesn't possess speed or he doesn't have a little power when he's in the right position, but I think him trying to box Gervonta Davis is going to be the problem, because you know, everybody else, his past 2, 3, maybe 4 opponents have tried that same scenario where they think that they can outbox Gervonta Davis. They try to treat him like he's just a slugger or just a knockout artist or just a good puncher. When Gervonta Davis has such good poise in the boxing ring, he knows how to wait for those openings. He knows how to find those small opportunities that can turn into knockouts and big wins for him. And I'm not sure if Ryan Garcia has figured that part out yet, because I think a lot of fighters that are quote-unquote boxers, they take much too long to set up their opponent. And I think Gervonta Davis, with his poise and the fact that he waits for those openings in the beginning of the fights, and he's really taking that slow pace, he's able to find those openings that other fighters that are, you know, throwing those combinations and doing a lot of ring movement, he's able to find those small opportunities other fighters are kind of overlooking by just being a little too busy in the boxing ring. Even my favorite fighter, the Pac-Man, sometimes he would go overboard with his ring movement where he should just be trying to pick spots. You know, pick spots. You got the power to finish guys. You know, go ahead and finish a fight. But I think because of the way Pacquiao fights, his speed, and, you know, he felt like he could out-quick everybody. Sometimes it's not the quickness that gets people. Now, most of the time, if you're quicker than your opponent, you're going to be able to land shots and move in positions that he doesn't have the ability to recreate. And you can catch him a lot of those times while they're not looking. Well, sometimes you can get your feet tangled up. And we saw that happen to Manny Pacquiao several times. And he got into positions to where his feet got tangled up, or his feet got tangled up with his opponent, and his opponent caught him with shots. Boom, right at the right time, knocked him out. And You know, I think the same can go for Ryan Garcia, is that, you know, Gervonta Davis is already the smaller fighter. Ryan Garcia is already going to have to crouch down and be throwing punches down to try to hit him. And all Gervonta Davis has to do is get low and try to come up quick and catch him and knock him out. You know, I think the smaller fighter always has the advantage over the taller fighter as long as they can use that size to their advantage. And once again, I keep telling y'all, the man is a masterful ring technician. His ring IQ and his poise in a boxing ring, his ability to wait for a shot is what's going to win him the fight. When Ryan Garcia starts to throwing them combos and he's missing a lot of those shots and Gervonta Davis is ducking under him and he's trying to bring himself down to Davis's level, that's when he's going to get floored. And yeah, believe me or not, I don't really care. Let's just wait for the fight to happen. But I've seen it so many times. Like I said, let's go back and look at his last 3 or 4 fights. It all played out the exact same way. Those guys were taller than him. They tried to attack him. He waited for an opportunity, saw the opportunity, and boom, he floored him. You know, masterful ring technician. You know, it's masterful boxing at its finest. So I'm not saying Gervonta Davis is just the king of the ring, but he is a great fighter and he's only getting better. And I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia doesn't possess skill and he's not a good fighter, but I think Ryan has bit off a little more than he could chew. He should have went through he should have took a couple more tune-ups before this fight. He should have tried to find some Gervonta Davis imitators and took them on first and then tried to get in there with Davis and see if he can pull off the big upset victory. Now, who has the better punching power at the end of the day? Once again, it should be obvious. Gervonta Davis, just his last 4 fights have all been super KOs, and he's caught guys with that same scenario that I just broke down. So, you know, shouts out to both fighters. I hope it turns out to be a great fight, but I'm definitely riding with Gervonta Davis on this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Be sure. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, hit my Gmail, flockofcards@gmail.com, and we are man.
Look, 1 blunt, 2 blunts, 3 blunts, 4 blunts. Now I'm high in a bitch. Nigga, 1 bird, 1/5, I'm nerve. Yo, chick, now I'm high in your bitch. And I'ma admit, she looking real thick in that fit. Soon as you leave, I walk up, gripping her hips. Have her flipping the script, convince her to strip. You at home shooting free throws, flicking your wrist. But hold up, don't let me get ahead of myself. If you really wanna better your health, getting out of my area helps. What these young niggas carry, you melt your whole clique. She swallowed the whole dick, oh shit. Now let me slow down, cause I'm off the heavy road now. They didn't know, I bet they know now. I rep the hometown, Lewis Keys, nigga, let's go. Let's go, my West End niggas, let's go. My East End niggas, let's go. Louisville, let's go. Nigga, let's go. Let's go, nigga, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, yo, it's sorta like NASCAR. How these niggas take wheels off of fast cars, we not right. About to shine like dandruff and neon lights. Know you feel the shit that we on, right? I got your bitch and she's on pipe, taking pictures of herself. And if you're really slanging, you're snitching on yourself, jerk. So look at it that way. While I'm looking at your rat from the back way, then I'm looking for a black in the ashtray.